Fog Football back again here on Monday, the 12th of February. We've got Valentine's Day coming up, but it's a slow start to the week, if we're being perfectly honest about it. And if you can hear some drilling in the background, no, that's not us searching for news, that's just drilling, to be perfectly honest. But Brendan Rodgers yesterday fired a few shots at the media, and I'm going to totally disagree with Brendan Rodgers here, because he said, people will look to jump, to bring us down and bring me down, but I'm here to win, and for sure we will have our day. Brendan Rodgers is questioning the negative narrative surrounding his team after they beat St Mirren 2-0 to reach the Scottish Cup quarter-final. Now there's another comment we'll get to in just a minute, but as for this comment, right, he's trying to almost pin it in the media. If we're being truthfully honest about it, right, what is he smoking? See any negativity, right, that's come out of Celtic Park this season, I would say more often than not, I'd say about 90%, it's the Celtic fans, you know, reacting at deadline day. They're like, oh, it's a crisis, we've signed no one. They drop points to, Aberdeen, Pittodrie, one of the toughest places to go in the league, albeit for Celtic in recent years, potentially not. And they've absolutely spat the dummy. I think the people that are making the big deal out of Celtic season are Celtic fans. I don't think it's the media. Honestly, I don't. You look at the media, and I think most of the time, like Super Scoreboard and other things, like they try and, not put a blanket over it, but they're not exactly going in as much as they could be. So, I mean, this is, in my opinion, this is almost like Rodgers sending a dig to Celtic fans, but trying to do it through the media. Because I think there's been a complete overreaction at Celtic. Now here, do I think they've been pretty bad this season? Absolutely. But I think Brendan Rodgers is beginning to feel the pressure. So many points ahead of Rangers. They should have had the league wrapped up, and they haven't. And who's that fall with? That falls at Brendan Rodgers' door. So you can absolutely see why Brendan Rodgers is nearly greeting about half of this. And, they've beat St Mirren. They've bounced back after beating Hibs and then beating St Mirren in the Cup. Of course, they will face Livingston in the next round. Overall, he's beginning to feel the sweat, is he, Brendan Rodgers? And as we look at his other comment that he made, I don't expect anything less, to be honest. We just focus on ourselves. You look at Rodgers, right, and he's trying to say that everyone's saying that there's a crisis going on at Celtic Football Club and everyone's overreacting. Who's overreacting? I think it's the Celtic fans themselves. Absolutely throwing the toys at the pram. I mean, who in the media are saying that Celtic are in a crisis? I mean, I think the people that are looking at like that are probably the own Celtic pundits, like Sutton. I mean, I don't think he's ever come out and necessarily said that they're in a crisis, but I'm sick of this talk, man. Brendan Rodgers, he's just trying to spin the blame, put the blame on someone else for the absolute shite season that he's had. Because I think it's all down to Rodgers, man. I mean, we don't want to beat a dead horse here on Fog Football, but at the end of the day, I think if Ange was here, I don't think if Ange was... I know if Ange was here, this league would have been wrapped up, man. Rangers would have no chance. Even though Clement could have still equally did a great job, I just don't see how Celtic would have blew a lead in the manner of which they have done. To be perfectly honest, but that's where we're going to leave this, guys. We're going to be back later with some more content. If you didn't check out the Scottish Cup review show, make sure you check that out. Did talk a bit about the other games. I've seen Tony Docherty come out this morning and say one of the tackles was a life-threatening tackle. Didn't quite catch the highlights of that St Johnstone Dundee game, but is there any truth in that? I'm not too sure. I might need to go and check that out to see if Tony Docherty's talking pish. You're breaking my balls, Tony. Tony Soprano. Tony Docherty. What are you doing? Tony Docherty? Tony Docherty? Anyway, enough of me talking pish. Brendan Rodgers, I think he's the one talking pish. But what do you guys think? What do the Celtic fans on this channel think? Do you guys think that you're in crisis mode? Or do you guys simply think that there is an overreaction? We'll have to wait and see. But of course, midweek games are coming thick and fast. There'll probably be some more breaking news in between now and then. You'll never know. But until next time, troops, leave your thoughts down below in that wee section. Hit that big red button, hit the big thumb button, and we'll be back very soon with some brand new content. But until next time, Fog Football signing out, and that's us.